What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Crypto Cabin. My name is Tom, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about Teeka Tiwari's next trillion-dollar coin, and really, why it wasn't that hard to figure out. So, without any further ado, let's jump right in. Alright, so we are talking about Teeka Tiwari's next trillion-dollar coin. So, I have usually signed up for some of these webinars that he puts on, and I've learned my lesson by now that you just got to do your own research in the emails usually that he sends out. So if you sign up and get on the email list, they'll send you a bunch of emails following up, and you can pick up on some tips or some little hints that he drops throughout the emails. You don't necessarily need to go on and sit through the full, usually it's like an hour to an hour and a half long talk that just like is teasing you with all these other things that he has, all these other coins that he's shown that have had massive gains, stuff like that. He's trying to build you up. But this one, really not that tricky to figure out. So here he says that we're about to see changes to line 1559 in a code of this digital asset, which he is calling the next trillion-dollar coin. He also, talks about Mark Cuban and a bunch of other billionaires that are interested in it. So once we understand that, and if you've been around the cryptocurrency market for any length of time, you will know that these are two major hints as to what this coin could be. So if you've been following along to the Ethereum's path and trajectory over the last couple of years, you will know that EIP 1559, which Teeka Tiwari refers to, right, as line 1559 of code, that this is going to burn the majority of Ethereum in the transaction fee, which potentially is going to be providing a deflationary mechanism to Ethereum's supply, which is going to add that scarcity element to it, right? We know that Bitcoin has its value because it is so scarce. There is only going to ever be 21 million Bitcoin created. There can never be any more created, and a lot of them that have been created are actually lost. So a lot of estimates have shown for Bitcoin that there's maybe 14 million left, 14 to 15 million left in circulation, or potentially that could be in circulation. So that scarcity aspect is what makes something, part of what makes something very valuable. There's a lot of other things that make Ethereum valuable, of course, but this line 1559 is something that is going to make Ethereum potentially deflationary and a lot more valuable. The goal is to benefit all holders equally, rather than just benefiting the validators. So that is tip number one. That tips you off that it is Ethereum. Tip number two that he talked about was Mark Cuban. So you could just simply do a quick search of Mark Cuban Ethereum, because that's kind of where I was assuming that what this coin was. And you go in here, you can find a bunch of different articles on this, on what he thinks. But basically, Mark Cuban is extremely bullish on Ethereum. He loves it. So the hints are dropped in the emails that he sends out. You don't need to go and, subscribe or watch this full hour and a half to 2 hour long presentation, which I've got sucked into quite a few times before and realized that it is just the same thing over and over. It just is a waste of my time personally. If you love doing it, great. But by the time you get to the end of the video, he's going to give you some sort of offer. Like, nothing against Teeka Tiwari at all here. Like, you got to admit, they do some really great research. But I don't have $5,000, which is what 1 year of his plan is. I don't have $5,000 to spend on this sort of stuff. I could put that $5,000 into an actual investment, another cryptocurrency. I mean, you're going to get some good knowledge here, I'm sure, but I'd rather put that into Ethereum. And yeah, sure, sometimes there's obviously a deal when you sign up for this. I am getting to this a little bit later now, so the deal has expired. Sometimes it's half off or 40% off, so you might get it for $3,000 or $2,500. Still, at this rate, what's Ethereum currently trading at right now? If even it was half off, $2,400, just under $2,400. You could get one Ethereum for the price of that research. And there's obviously a lot of other research that he does. He's not just going to, for this $5,000, going to tell you just what Ethereum is. He tells you all this other stuff too. But to me, I could do my own research and use that money to put into an asset that is going to increase in value. So that's just where I come from. If you have that type of extra money to go and put it into some research like this, by all means, that is totally up to you. But me personally, I don't go there. Like I said, his research is probably great. I have signed up for like a couple of his less expensive newsletters. There's one I think that I signed up for that was like $20 for the year, and I've got some pretty good research from that. There's like a monthly newsletter that gets sent out, and there's some really great info in that. But $5,000, it's a little bit steep for me. Also, when we come to something like CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, Bitcoin is the only trillion-dollar coin right now in market capitalization, which is kind of what he is alluding to. So is it also not logical that the next trillion-dollar coin would be the number 2? I would assume so. So a lot of these things make sense, and they're trying to be really cryptic and secretive, but to me it's pretty obvious that his next trillion-dollar coin is Ethereum. And in my opinion, if you have a cryptocurrency portfolio of any sort and you don't have Ethereum in it, that would be a red flag. You should have, in my opinion, not financial advice, but you should have some Ethereum in your portfolio, and should be a fairly significant chunk of your portfolio. I think mine is close to 20% of my portfolio is Ethereum. I believe it is going to keep going up. There are a lot of great, really astronomical predictions for this bull run, but with its utility, and if that deflationary aspect does come into play as well, that is just going to make Ethereum more and more valuable. So there you have it. Mystery solved. There is Teeka Tiwari's next trillion-dollar coin. In my opinion, it's pretty obvious, but you can obviously do your own research to figure out what you think it would be. So thank you very much for watching. If you would like to get notified when I post these new updated videos, please scroll down, hit the subscribe button, and then click on that little notification bell. Select all so that you know when I post these new videos. This one isn't necessarily time sensitive, but some of the ones that I do on trading definitely are time sensitive, so you'll want to be notified when I post those. Hopefully you guys all have a great day today, and I will talk to you guys later. Let's get it.